Hi, this is Brian. I want to give you a little context on what you're about to watch. This is an introduction to one of our Mastery Series sessions. We have 25 classes like this as part of our 300-day Optimized Coach certification program, in which we help people move from theory to practice to mastery so they can master themselves, serve heroically, and empower others to do the same. Now, we've had nearly 2,000 people from nearly 70 countries go through our Optimized Coach program. About half of the people who go through the program are coaches who want to take their coaching practice to the next level, or they are aspiring coaches who want to become full-time coaches. The other half, and it's weird because almost exactly half want to do one or the other, are going through the program because they want to master their lives and become better executives, educators, doctors, entrepreneurs, moms, dads, and humans, even though they don't plan to be professional coaches per se. You can learn more about the program at optimize.me/coach. For now, I'm excited to share the introduction to one of those Mastery Series sessions. I hope you love it. And if you're feeling it, we'd be honored to welcome you to our Optimize Coach program. Let's change the world, one person at a time, together, starting with you and me today. Hi, this is Brian. Welcome back to the Optimize Mastery Series. Today, we're ready for the seventh and final Optimize fundamental, prospering. Eating, moving, sleeping, breathing, focusing, celebrating. Now it's time to move forward with hope, to prosper. That's what the word literally, etymologically means. Prosper, to move forward with hope. The opposite of prospering is not being poor per se, unless you're talking about being poor in spirit. The opposite of prosper is despair, to not have hope. So we need to move forward with hope as we invest in Optimus You, public benefit corporation, and give the world all we've got as we light an heroic fire and shine brightly. That's today's session. As always, we've got 10 big ideas. Let's take a quick look. Then we will officially jump in. First, big ideas. We're going to talk about that idea that prosper literally means to go forward with hope. We're going to dust off the science of hope, remind ourselves that it is one of the big three cardinal virtues most scientifically proven to boost our well-being. We've got zest, energy, which is why we spend so much time eating, moving, sleeping, breathing, focusing. Then we've got gratitude, which is why we just spend so much time celebrating after accepting, being grateful, and really celebrating. Now it's time to get our hope on. 1, 2, 3. A target, a better future, a goal, the agency to believe we can achieve it, and the plans to go do it. That's really what we're going to architect today, helping you get clarity on your soul goal, your wildly important targets, and then what you're going to do, energy, work, and love-wise, and your number one thing that's most firing you up, that you're going to move forward toward with hope. We're going to spend some time. Second idea is vocab lessons. We're going to look at 11 words that start with pro. So we got prosper, we've got profit, we've got process, we've got protocol, we've got professional. There's a lot of words that start with pro. All of those share the root, to move toward, to move forward towards something. It's a powerful idea. So we're going to talk about that. We'll talk about some other vocabulary words, affluence, security, some great ideas from Eric Butterworth's Spiritual Economics, which I highly recommend. Check out the notes and the book. The third idea is Optimus You, Public Benefit Corporation. You are a public benefit corporation. We're going to talk about what that literally means and why Optimize Enterprises is one, and why I think we all are here to benefit the public. Master yourself, serve heroically. That's what it's all about. Empower others to do the same. We're going to talk about the fact that you are your number one asset. Then we'll introduce you to your CEO, your daimon, and the chairman who the CEO and you report to, God, whatever you call that higher power. We'll also talk about multiple stakeholder orientation, purpose-driven businesses, and other aspects of conscious capitalism. Fourth big idea is your investment strategy. You want to prosper spiritually and materially? Well, what's your investment strategy? The word investment literally means to clothe yourself in. You clothe yourself in what? In being worthy of creating value in other people's lives. So we're going to talk about profound dignity, and we're going to talk about profound service. That's our ultimate investment strategy. That'll be fun. Fifth big idea is eudaimonic accounting. There's traditional accounting, then there's eudaimonic accounting. How's your soul doing? We want to appreciate your assets. We're going to capitalize mistakes. All the mistakes you've made, those aren't expenses on your life's income statement. They are assets on your life balance sheet. These gray whiskers, I earned them. We want to capitalize all the mistakes and use that wisdom going forward. We're also going to pay off liabilities. I'm going to suggest that the only real liability you have in your life are the bad habits you're letting run your life. We're going to pay those off by creating newer and better habits. Talking about algorithms again. Sixth big idea is you're right on schedule. Quit comparing yourself to other people or arguing with reality and thinking that you should be somewhere other than where you are. Again, we need to accept before we can move forward. So let's do that. Then we're going to create a prospectus, which literally means to look forward. Prospectus, to look forward. We need to get clear on where we're headed and then create the process and protocol to get there. The seventh idea is profit. So the word profit literally means to make progress. You set a prospectus, you move forward with hope, and then you profit. You make progress. Or that's a +1. Or you regress. You go backwards, -1. So we're going to talk about profit. You want to be an optimized coach or a coach professionally and doing it full time. We need to figure out your minimum viable profit. What do you need to do in order to pay the bills so you can continue doing it? We want to light that fire and get you clear on it as we move to the next idea, which is lighting idiosyncratic, heroic fires. We're going to talk about the FIRE movement, being financially independent, retiring early, vis-a-vis the heroic FIRE movement, which is financial integrity. We play with the FIRE. Financial integrity, realizing eudaimonia. So we all have an idiosyncratic relationship to money, but we want to have the financial strength for two and the intelligence to do what we need to do to get ourselves in order so we can go continue realizing eudaimonia. We'll talk about that. The ninth idea is anti-fragile propellant. Propellant. Did you know the word problem literally means to put forward, to throw forward a problem? It's not a conblum to throw backwards. You throw it in front of you. You use it as a tool to get better. Well, we want to be anti-fragile. Use our problems as propellants. I'm going to playfully bring in some Fast and Furious wisdom from the movie series and some wisdom from The Last Dance, Michael Jordan and his Bulls and that story. Anti-fragile propellant. Remember, a fire makes use of everything thrown into it. It gets bigger with everything thrown into it. We want to take our problems, throw it right into our fire. And then the 10th big idea, turn pro. Turn toward life. Go forward. We're going to encourage you to consider becoming and being a world-class professional optimizer, going out, mastering yourself, serving heroically, empowering others to do the same. That's how we're going to prosper. That's what we're going to talk about today. All right, our first big idea, we want to prosper. We need to go forward with hope. The opposite of prospering is not being poor in a material sense, at least etymologically. It's not having hope. Prosper, despair. To go forward with hope, to curl up in a ball in despair. -1, +1. Are we stepping forward into growth, or are we stepping back into despair/safety? We want to get really, really clear on that. We want to know that hope has two parts, or prospering has two parts. Going forward, which is actually probably the most important part, and with hope. We know that our feelings follow our behaviors at least as much as the other way around. So sometimes you may not feel incredibly hopeful, but taking action elicits that and gets you on a virtuous spiral up. Whereas if you don't take action, you can be in a vicious spiral of despair. So again, this is why the worse we feel, the more committed we are to the protocol, which helps us feel physiologically that hope, remembering A good night of sleep, something as simple as turning off your electronics early, is a very prosperous thing to do because that helps you walk over the bridge from despair to hope. Again, all these things are interrelated, and I want to drill into the science of hope with more detail and more precision. And Michael will be helping us really drill in and going from theory to practice to mastery on this with some worksheets. And I want you to end this session with clarity on what you're willing to go all in on. You may not have 100% clarity yet, but I want you to start thinking about what am I going to go all in on? Because hope is this idea, as we know, 1, 2, 3. We believe our future is going to be better than our present. We have a goal that we're working toward. We have a sense of agency that we can make that so. And we have a plan and a pathway, and we're willing to take multiple pathways, right? That's it on a high level. But we also want to know that happy people have projects. They have very specific things that they're working on. So we don't want to abstractly know that our future will be better than our present. We want to know because we're going to go crush this goal. We are teleological beings, as Aristotle and the ancient philosophers in Greece taught us. Telos, target. We take aim at a specific target. So my question for you is, what's the specific target that's firing you up right now? We can approach that by saying, okay, what's my soul goal? We talked about this in different contexts as we've been building up to it, right? But take a fresh look at it. Your soul goal, my soul goal, and I think the universal soul goal is let's actualize our potential in service to the world. Fantastic, noble, etc. What are your unique, wildly important targets? Energy, work, and love-wise. On a high level, what are they? Right? So again, energy-wise, I'm excited to be able to do a Spartan race 365 days a year plus 50 years. Can I do it plus, at 101? That's inspiring for me. Energized tranquility. Boom. Wildly important target. Second thing for me, for work. Now, I'm very specific on this, and it's more near term for me. I want 1,000 philosopher's notes. As I record this, I'm 198 days away from turning 50, and I am all in on that particular target that has some associated things that I'll do with it. But boom, there we go. I'm going to do that by the time I'm 50. I'm going to do a lot of other things that I think will really catalyze us to the next level. I'm very inspired by that clear target. Gives me hope. I know our future personally, with our family, with our business, Optimized Enterprises, Public Benefit Corporation is going to spiral up as I continue to do this work. And then love-wise, I'm excited to celebrate my 50th anniversary. My kids will be in their 40s. Super important to me, right? Now, those are my energy, work, and love. What are your wildly important targets? Energy, work, and love-wise. Make notes of it. Then think about what's the number one most wildly important target that kind of drives the whole show. That doesn't mean you forget about the other ones. You actually go even more into those, but you really laser in on that one wildly important target. That's the big lever that as you go hit it, you can do extraordinary things. Whoop it, make sure it passes the test, know what the price is you're going to have to pay, and then figure out what behaviors you're going to need to engage in. We'll talk more about this as we go. First pass, though, take a look at that. Get some clarity on what that wildly important target is. Know that you can hit it or not. If you don't think you can, agency-wise, go back to the lab, come up with something that fires you up that you believe you can hit, then go create a plan to go hit it. Again, we're going to help you get some details on that. But that's hope. To go forward with hope, to prosper. The opposite is despair. We're going to move forward with hope today. Hey, this is Brian again. I hope you enjoyed that overview of a Mastery Series session and got some wisdom out of it you can apply to your life today. What was it? Again, you can learn more about our Optimize Coach program at optimize.me/coach. And here's a fun little video we put together featuring some of our Optimize Coach graduates describing what they got out of our program and why they loved it so much. You can also check out hundreds of other testimonials at optimize.me/coach. Have an awesome day, and let's do this.
This year, everything changed.
The single best year of my life.
It is the most essential course for living your Optimus self, being who you need to be. It gave me clarity of what I want to do in life.
If you want to totally change your life, join Optimize. Like I look at New Year's resolutions every year. I'm really good at making them, but it's funny because I look back and they were always the same goals, like every single year. I can actually do new goals this next year because I've put into practice, and it's just part of my life, it's part of my routine, it's who I am. And that's amazing to be able to move forward like that, with that confidence.
Through the program, I've been able to see how much more can I improve, how many things I thought I was doing okay or well that were not, because I was perhaps lacking the right information or being very conscious about the practice. So totally my energy improved, my mood, my vitality. So as I said before, even though I was doing okay, I thought I was doing great, I was doing okay compared to now. So now you can maybe feel it, sense it, much more alive.
It's really catapulted me in new directions and has helped me be a better leader and coach.
You know, I've been somebody who I feel like I hold space for a lot of people, but there wasn't somebody to hold the space for me. Becoming an optimizer was one of those places where like, oh, wow, this is what that feels like. And it was really powerful.
The way that Brian simplifies a lot of the data that he has, like he gets the science behind it, but because he uses that every single day in his own life, he makes it really practical and very simple to apply it very easily. Like if you listen to something on one day, you could be practicing on that same day.
We start repeating it or living it without like conscious effort, because it just becomes ingrained in who we are.
Everyone has their own story that they're kind of living through, and Optimize really helped me to not play the victim in my story, but play the hero and solve my problems.
But the piece that was missing my whole life was the part about obstacles. And it's okay to think about what could go wrong. In fact, it's necessary to think about those things and to plan for them. And that's been the most life-changing thing for me over the last year.
I've had multiple sclerosis for 30 years. And this year, the work that I did in Optimize dramatically changed my medical history.
If you've ever wanted to improve and develop and reach a higher version of yourself, but have been putting it off, this is the time, now is the time. From a person, I'm not getting paid to do this, I would say, go and sign up and do the hard work. This will change your life.